What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Saturday, December the 14th, 2013. Halfway through December already. Hope you guys are staying warm. I know it's cold and snowy here in St. Louis, right around the 32-degree mark, so there's accidents everywhere because they can't decide whether it wants to freeze or stay slushy, and people just don't know how to drive when it snows. Anyway, what a week. First link below is going to take you over to the Blogspot post. That's where you're going to find all this madness I'm about to give you here. Let's start off with this. Dead Colorado school shooter wanted revenge on faculty member, sheriff says. Shooting yesterday on Friday the 13th in Colorado, if you haven't heard about it. Of course, I turn on CNN. First thing I see Piers Morgan talking about, we got to do something, and he's interviewing people from Aurora and, talking about this and that. And like, I turn it right off. I'll put a link to this. Speaking of, shootings, there just happens to be a drill going on today. Thank you to Chrissy Sumer for this one. I'll put a link to this. This is from TAC 1 Consulting. It says upcoming trainings. If you scroll down, it says December 14th. Lone Wolf. Just so happens to be Littleton, Colorado. Put a link to it. Just interesting to take note of. Moving on here. We got interpreter at Mandela Memorial branded fake. What is going on with this interpreter at... he's up there, at an event such as, whatever you feel about Mandela. I'm not trying to debate that. But this supposedly, this world-shattering event, whatever it's branded to be, we have an interpreter up there signing, dogs barking can't fly without an umbrella. Some nonsense. Turns out he's possibly schizophrenic, and not the first time he's done this. I don't know. Some weird symbolism going on, or just some guy losing his mind. Weird all around. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of Mandela, Michelle Obama changes seats with her husband so he can't talk to Denmark's beautiful prime minister. Did you see this? Obama taking a selfie. What a jerk off. He's over there supposed to be at this memorial thing. Oh, let's take a picture. They got the picture of it. They got the picture of him taking a picture with the lady. Then, look at Michelle Obama's face. She mad. She really mad. Makes him change seats, and in the next picture, you could scroll down through this link I'm going to give you. Obama's mad because, Michelle's cock blocking him, and, it just, this is supposed to be the president of the United States carrying on like this. Man, I don't know. Moving on, we got one from WND. Top official in Obama birth mystery killed. Did you hear about this? Somebody who was involved in the birth certificate thing, well, they get killed in a plane crash. Go figure. Meanwhile, Brotherhood supporters advising Obama administration? Probably. I don't know. This is from CBN News, U.S. Take it with a grain of salt. Let's see. From Fox 29, we got 3 hurt. Switching to other news now. 3 hurt in East Texas Walmart hatchet attack. Hatchet attack. Put a link to this. Be advised, this happened on December 9. Let's see. Knockout game. Fail leaves man brutally beaten in mall after he sucker punches the wrong woman. Right on. I don't feel any sympathy for these people that, if they get killed trying to play the knockout game, oh well, you shouldn't be running up to people and hitting them. That's called karma. Anyway, moving on. We got breaking news. We got Pope County 911 received reports of explosion at Arkansas Nuclear 1. I don't think much came of this, but I'll put a link to it. This happened on December 9 as well. Speaking of nuclear, E&E News has this: highest ever radiation levels detected outside reactor buildings at Fukushima. People exposed to it would die in 20 minutes. This come out December 7. We got this here. NASDAQ apparently picked up the Google's awful changes to YouTube nightmarish tale. They even mentioned Dutch Sense down here in the article. So right on, shout out to Dutch. He made NASDAQ.com. Put a link to this. Got one more in the general bin. Homeland Security Newswire. Prolonged viewing of terrorist incident media coverage tied to acute stress. Yeah, no crap. Kind of like the word terror after 9/11, right? Put a link to it. Over to financial news from the Daily Caller. Obama's speech at Mandela's memorial cost taxpayers $5 million. Is it worth it? I don't know. Seeing as how he's taking selfies and making his wife all mad, which boo-hoo, whatever. From the American Blogger, Democrat introduces bill to double federal gas tax, then tax every mile you drive. We've been talking about how they're trying to put these GPS units on cars to track every mile you drive. There's another one to back it up. From Breitbart, we got Oregon spends $300 million on Obamacare, signs up 44 people. I'll put a link to it. Speaking of Obamacare, I got a couple more here. Obamacare rules could add big cost to volunteer fire departments. This from Firehouse.com, very respected firefighter magazine. Stop messing with first responders. Put a link to this. From Zero Hedge, we got 70% of California's doctors expected to boycott Obamacare. Right on. And one more in the financial bin. More good news from the Daily Caller. South Carolina voting on bill to end Obamacare in the state. I hope all other states follow suit. Obamacare could be no more if states just decide not to participate. Put a link to it. Over to New World Order and Police State News now. Did you hear about this student down in Texas got killed? Robert Cameron asked the cop, I guess he's having a confrontation with a cop. He says to the cop, "Oh, you're going to shoot me?" And the cop shoots him dead. Put a link to this. Everybody seems to be shocked by the fact that this happened. Well, he was such a nice kid, and why did the cop shoot him? Well, wake up, people. This kind of crap's going on every day. Got one from Swan. Jail staff allows diabetic woman to die without insulin. Boyfriend saw her die. This posted on December 12. Where did it happen? I don't know. Somewhere in the U.S. Does it matter where it happens anymore? Goes on all over the place. From Fox News, we got BB gun control in New Jersey. Kids' rite of passage could mean felony. This December 10, 2013. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. No, the cops will shoot you in the head. From SHTFplan.com. Army officer, once you disarm, says we'll pry your gun from your cold, dead fingers. Yeah, you go ahead and try it, asshole. Put a link to this. You know, for people who don't think the military is going to turn. Now, I know there's a lot of military members who are paying attention, but there are others who will gladly shoot Americans in the head, I believe. And that's sad. I hope there's more people. I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to go off on a rant. From VGA 24/7, NSA new report unveils spying on Xbox Live. Wow, more. Yeah, people who went out and bought the Xbox don't realize that it's a massive spying tool. I'll put a link to this. What has it got? Cameras and microphones and everything built into it? Speaking of that, NSA snoops online video games. This goes into they're spying on the World of Warcraft and everything else. This is from Time Magazine. Not a conspiracy website, Time Magazine. We told you this years ago. Now it's mainstream news. Cell phone data spying. It's not just the NSA. Law enforcement using methods from NSA playbook. Check this out. It's happening all over the country now. Put a link to it. Let's see how your LG smart TVs can spy on you. All these TVs coming out now with cameras and microphones built into them for your convenience. Right. Let's see here. We got another one. New studies say conspiracy theorists are sane. Government dupes are crazy. This came out December 8th. Yeah, considering what we told you 4 or 5 years ago is now mainstream news. It's looking that way. You mad, bro? Put a link to this. We told you so. Speaking of things we told you about, few Iowans carrying Real ID. Do you need one? Real ID Act. Google that one. That's another one people called us crazy for back in the day. Now it's mainstream news in Iowa. This is from Local 9, ABC. Icelanders overthrow government and rewrite of constitution after banking fraud. No word from U.S. media. This from Liberty Voice. Right on. Go Iceland. Put a link to it. Got one here from InfoWars. Italian riot police. Check this out. Italian riot police remove helmets. Join anti-EU protesters. Right on. You know, like I've always said, myself, I can't speak for anyone else. Myself, I am not anti-government. I am anti-tyrannical government. What these cops are doing, joining the protesters, right on. Kudos. Thank you. You know, I hope there's a lot of people in law enforcement and military out there who are paying attention and who are going to do the right thing when it comes down to it. Over to World War III news. Russia warns of nuclear response to U.S. global strike program. Put a link to this. Russia talking all kinds of yang. From the Washington Post, Winter Games. China holds war games near North Korean border. This on December 9. I got a couple more here. U.S. seeks, check this out. U.S. seeks spy edge with stealth drone. Stealth drone now. Be a matter of time before they're flying over the United States for your safety. One more here. North Korea says leader's uncle was executed. I have a theory about this. Now, bear with me here, because I'm not a gamer, but I did see the most recent South Park episodes. I think his uncle was a PS4 person, and you know, Lo Kim, he's a Xbox person, so might be some video game wars going on there that went live. I don't know. That's just my theory. Put a link to it. Over to Earth Changes in 2012 news now from ABC News. We had a 4.5 earthquake rattle central Oklahoma. Kind of a big one for central Oklahoma. I don't know, is the New Madrid fault moving around this on December 8th? Put a link to this from Hawaii News Now. We got cold discomfort. Where's Al Gore when you need him? Let's see. Antarctica set record of 135 degrees 0.8. 135.8 degrees below zero. Al Gore got something to say. Anybody remember ClimateGate? Who broke Copenhagen open? Oh yeah, that was us. Put a link to this. Let's see. Bundle up and watch the meteor shower this weekend. This is from CBS Detroit, December 11. I think this was actually last night. Yeah, December 13th. Meteor shower. Be advised if you're seeing things flying through the sky. Meteor shower going on. Developing Mars Curiosity rover finds life-supporting chemicals. Right on. This come out Wednesday, I guess. Did we come from Mars? I don't know. I did recently watch the movie Mission to Mars again. Check that movie out if you haven't seen it. Interesting. They go into the face on Mars and stuff like that. Anyway, from RT, we got one more here. Physics breakthrough. Is the universe a giant hologram? Interesting stuff. Put a link to it. Over to strange and bizarre news. Gunman robs dollar store. Fires shot on way out. Now, I have a question. What possibly could you gain from robbing a dollar store? How much money do you think is in the cash register at a dollar store? Are you stupid? I don't understand. Anyway, I'll put a link to it. Let's see. Speaking of people robbing people, got this here. Check this out. Somebody sent this to me just tonight. Police say disruptive man asked to borrow officer's gun so he can shoot the people that he's having an argument with. This is local news. I guess it's out of Dayton, Ohio. Officer, can I borrow your gun so I can shoot this guy? You don't mind, do you? Are you kidding me? Put him in jail for being a moron. From ABC News, man trapped in empty dark plane cabin at Houston Airport. How does this happen? Put a link to this. This happened on December 8th. I guess they forgot he was in the plane, locked the plane up. You know, it's like you turn off your car at night, lock your doors, and boom, he got locked in the plane. I don't know. From Yahoo News, first grader suspended for sexual harassment. What? I'll put a link to this. 6-year-old boy sexually harassing people at school. We have just lost our minds. From Fox News, we got search continues for stolen truck with $120,000 worth of Hershey's chocolate on board. Yum. It's like, you don't steal that truck full of gold, steal that truck full of chocolate. Put a link to this. Got one more here in Strange Bizarre Bin. Google's future, microphones in the... Now listen closely. Google's future. Microphones in the ceiling and microchips in your head. We all know that singularity is coming, the point in which they will interface the human brain and the microchip. Check out this article. I'll put a link to it. For all of the news, please check my favorites. I have favorited tons of videos over the past week. Great stuff over there, stuff I didn't talk about. At least read the titles of the videos in my favorites. Put a link to that. And thank you to everybody who puts out videos. Let's see here. Got some shout-outs. Shout-out to... Before It's News, put my video out. More proof, elites running for the hills. Now, I may have been wrong about my last video about Mandela and whatnot, with all the world leaders getting together. However, I still feel it's a strange story. There may still be going on in the background. I don't know. But shout out to Before It's News. You guys picked my video up and made it kind of go viral a little bit. Thank you. I appreciate you. I will put a link to the article. Let's see. Shout out to St. Louis City firefighters. We got firefighters battle blaze and freezing temperatures. This happened the other night. I was listening to it on the scanner. December 12th. It was 12 degrees outside. And they just had a big blaze going on up in North City. And man, you know, it's really something when you open the nozzle and you know, the water comes out and just instantly turns to ice. So shout out to firefighters all over the place who are fighting fires in this crazy cold weather. You know, send some love out to your first responders. Definitely. Put a link to this. One more shout out this week. Help save Wibbles. My friend Blayton and Kim up in up north, I guess they're up in Michigan. They got a cat that they're trying to save. They started a GoFundMe page. I wanted to throw a shout out. The goal is $700 to help save the cat. So if you could chip in, help save the cat. The story's on the page. I'll put a link to the page. Right on. Pretty heart-touching story. So please check it out. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for this week. Another crazy week. You know, what's the next week hold? I don't know. Christmas coming up, holidays and whatnot. Happy holidays to everybody, whatever you celebrate. I don't know. Me, I'm just more focused on the news this year. It doesn't even feel like winter to me anymore. It's just so much going on. It's hard to keep up with everything, you know. It's like chaos. So, anyway. But that's all I got. You know, stay warm, everybody. Stay safe. Take care. And I will see you on the next one.